Hello everyone, this is Saurabh Moria and welcome you all in Lingualite Capital. So, dear friends, in this lecture, we have a discussion on one of the important topic of linguistics, which is known as the semiotics. The term semiotics plays an important role in the field of sign language in linguistics. When do we discuss the term semiotics? It was first used by the ancient Greek John Locke. John Locke in the 17th century, but a person who established this term as the interdisciplinary field, who is known as the founder of the semiotics, that person's name is Charles Sanders Peirce, Peirce, who is an American philosopher who is an American philosopher. Charles Sanders Peirce established the term semiotics as the interdisciplinary field. When we come to semiotics, that what is semiotics? As per the definition, in a local term of semiotics is the semiotics is the study of the social production of meaning from the science system. Semiotics means it is the social production of meaning. Social production of meaning in science system. Semiotics in the sense that semiotics is the study of the sign language. Okay. Here we can see we have the definition that semiotics is the study of signs, where signs are defined as anything that stands for something else. When do we discuss about the signs, then sign can be of any things or in any forms. That can be any of the numbers, that can be any of the symbols, any of the photographs. That means sign can be in any of the form which represented the meaning in a language. So here, when do we discuss the semiotics? Sign language uses the manual communication and the body language to convey the meaning. We have the another important term in semiotics, which is known as the chermi. This chermi in a British or American accent, this is also known as to be the kermi. The term chermi means a term chermi in sign language that is equivalent to the phonemes in spoken language. What are the phonemes? When do we discuss the phonemes? Phonemes is the smallest unit of a sound. Smallest unit of sound. The term chermi means a chermi in a sign language that is equivalent to phonemes in spoken language, means the smallest unit of sound. Okay. The term chermi for the first time it was coined by William Stroke. William Stroke in 1960. William Stroke describes the chermi as the minimal, meaningless components that differentiate the sign in American Sign Language. When do we discuss the chermi? We have the semiotics. So we have the two approaches of the semiotics. The semiotics has been to define the semiotics. We have divided the semiotics in the two parts. Which one is the dyadic? The first one is the dyadic science, and the second one is the triadic science. In the dyadic, the term was first used by the Ferdinand de Saussure. Ferdinand de Saussure. Ferdinand de Saussure proposed that the language is made up of signs in and every science have the two parts whose relation with each other is arbitrary. Means according to Ferdinand de Saussure, a language is made up of the sign. A language is made up of the sign, and every sign have the two parts which relation with each other is arbitrary. Okay, next one we have the triadic. The term triadic, the dyadic sign was proposed by the Charles Sanders, Ferdinand de Saussure, and when this was the time to Charles Sanders Peirce studied the sign in the three terms. I mean, he divided the signs as a triadic form, which is known to be the icon, index, and the symbols. So here we can see when we come to the dyadic science, according to the Fernandez Saussure, a language is made up of a science, and every science have two parts whose relation with each other is arbitrary. Okay, arbitrary or why. Now we come to that what are these two parts. These two parts are signifier signifier and second one is the signified. What does this mean? Signifier means a symbol, sorry, index, and signified in the sense this one is the symbol. Signifier means something which is actually which is the sure, yeah. Signifier means any of the form. I mean, any of the sign that can be in any of the form. The sign can be in any of the form. That is, we can say that can be in a sound. That can be in the form of a word also, and also this can be in a form of a photograph, and also this can be any of the facial expression that we use in our daily life. And when do we talk about the signified? In the signified, the concept or the object that is represented, that concept might be an actual thing. Okay, which is represented actually like whatever the symbols we use in our daily life, like if we send someone like the heart, like we text or we chat, we send someone that heart, then this heart means you love to that person in a real sense, okay, in a real manner. So I mean, you have an actual connection with that person, that is why you send to that person. So here in signifier means signifier in the sense that that sign, I mean that sign can be in any of the form, whatever the things that is represented in your mind. I mean, that can be your sound, that can be in the form of a word, that can be in the form of the photograph, or also any other facial expression. Now, next, when we talk about the triadic sign, which was given by the Charles Sanders Pearson, triadic signs have the three parts. That one is the icon, index, and the symbols. When we come to the icon, what does this mean? Icon means icons are the patterns that physically resemble that it stands for. In the sense, if I say you that do you have a cycle, then a picture means a picture of a cycle will automatically, I mean, come into your mind that a cycle is a, I mean that cycle's picture, I mean the cycles have two, I mean hands, something like that, one, I mean two pedals and rings, tires, tubes, anything, if, I mean everything that is come into the your mind if after taking the name, then that is a icon. If I say you that do you have car, then an icon of a car will automatically come to your mind, and you will think then the car must have a glass, four wheels, I mean seats, handles, something like that. If I say you that do you have a Wagoner or do you have a BMW, then a shape, a icon of a BMW will come to your mind. If I will say, suppose that if you are a district magistrate, then an icon of the district magistrate officer will come to your mind. Then what will be the your expression at that time? Okay. So here we can say that in icon means that icons are the patterns that physically resembles what it stands for. Suppose that the small square of a picture of a printer is an icon of the printer machine. If I say you that this is the printer machine, then you will automatically think that where is the input, where is the output, where should be the wire. Okay, so this kind of icon will come to your mind. Next one is we have the, suppose that if I, this is the example of the icon. Now we come to the index. When we come to index, what is index? Index means signifier. Signifier means index is an this is a sign that denotes its object by virtue of an actual connection involving them. In this sense, when we go to the forest or any danger places, then we can see here that we have the skull of the danger. If you have such a skulls and bones, then this means that you don't have to go to that place, else you may lose your life. Okay, so here index says that index is a sign. I mean these are the kind of the language that you use to save yourself, I mean to protect yourself, or to go, I mean to follow the way that is given in an index form. So here, index is a sign that denotes its object by virtue of an actual connection. It means when we give this index, then it has the virtual connection, in the sense, suppose that there is a forest. Okay, suppose that there is a forest, this is the forest, and before this forest we have the index of this, then it means that this might be that any persons or many persons have been lost their life in this forest. That is why we will represent here an index. It means that this is the actual symbol of the what, this I mean danger. Okay, next, we have the last one, which is known to be the symbols. Symbol means a symbol does not have any virtual connection with the object, thou it is interpreted as object. Means this doesn't have the any virtual connection with that place. How we you can say? Suppose that if you are giving text, I mean you are chatting with the someone, is that a man or woman, but if you suppose that if you that is a man, then you send to that person the hat, yeah, or the cycle. This doesn't mean that you will give the cycle to that person. If you send the heart to that person, it means that if you send the heart, but this doesn't mean that you have the real connection with that person or not. This is a kind of the only symbol that is using for you. This is not the any, this doesn't have any virtual connection with that person. Okay, suppose that you here we can say that we have many symbols for here fire. If there is something like that, this is the connection of fire, means you do not have to smoke there. Okay, this is the nipples and many kind of the arrow that you have to go upward, downward. Okay, something like that, left to right, this is, these are the symbols. So here also we can say the square of the letters that form the words. Okay, means whatever the, if I say the number like 1 2 3 4, then doesn't have any virtual connections with that person. But if I say that this is the one, then you will find this, that this is the one, and it means that first rank also, the first place also, the one category, first category also. Or suppose that if you have make any kind of, if you have cooked any kind of the foods, then also if I give the number one, this means that you are on the first rank, you are a good cooker, good cooking person. Okay. Next, we have the type of the iconic representations. What are the kind of the iconic representation? We have the total, four kind of iconic representation, which is the resemblance icons, exemplar icons, symbolic icons, and arbitrary icons. When do we talk about the resemblance icons are direct likeness of the objects that they represent. Like we can say the camera icon of a smartphone app. When you will take a camera app, then this will be this one and this one, and here will be the a kind of the whole. So this icon will represent you that this is the app of the camera. When we come to the exemplar icons depict a common example of the class of object they represent. Like you can say the travel or red to represent gardening. Next, we have the symbolic icons. Symbolic icons convey a concept at a higher level of abstraction than the object depicted. Like we can say the cracked wine glass to indicated something is fragile. Okay, cracked, if there is any glass of wine and that is fragile, then fragile means this crack from here or here or here. That is the symbolic icons. Next, we have the arbitrary icons. Arbitrary icons in the sense that have no relationship to an object or concept, and their association must be learned, like computer on above. When you will say, you will be such like buttons, then that will come in the your computer. Then this means you will understand that this is the on, this is the off. Okay, these are the arbitrary icons. So these are all about the semiotics, and I hope this topic will help you much more in with your exam points of view, and you will have understand well. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.